Hello, my beautiful souls. The Awakened Dreamer here to give you your daily tarot reading for Friday, January 7th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me as I wave this like a magical wand. And I do want to remind you, as always, general daily read for all 12 signs for the collective. So just take what resonates, and as always, don't stress over what doesn't. But the message I received overall for this upcoming Friday is nobody knows, or was nobody knows, dot dot. Okay? Nobody knows. This should be very interesting. So let's aim on down and pull some cards. Alrighty, so I was just told this is going to be an intense reading, so buckle up, alright? But we're going to begin by pulling the initial energy slash messages, or message, whatever we get from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, which I just find very interesting that it was selected for this daily read. Alright, so let's do some shuffling for my beautiful collective for this upcoming Friday the 7th of January, 2022, of course. Nope, not taking them. Okay. So there is an underlying focus on needing to be a little bit more playful, needing to enjoy yourself, maybe lighten up. Somebody in your midst might need to feel that way or digest that message as well. But there's also an underlying focus on the abundant universe providing, feeling like you're starting to see all of your hard work pay off. It keeps coming up in these daily reads, but there's just a feeling that what you desire the most or need the most at this time, whether it's money, whether it's a helping hand, whether it's clarification, more information, you will receive that from the universe moving forward, okay? It feels like you might also throughout this day receive information, clarification, key facts that nobody else knows. Okay, I can already see this being intense. But we also have Rhino Spirit overcome any obstacles. Okay. When something pops up in your way throughout this day, push it aside or just hop right over it if you can't. Allow yourself to remember that you are a powerful being and the possibilities are limitless at this point, right? Are infinite. You can allow yourself to overcome this obstacle if you just take a hot second and find a creative solution. You might just feel that you have to work around a noisy individual, a location, or just need to sort of push something towards the end of the day if you find that something is getting in your way or making it difficult or impossible to accomplish. All right, it feels as if there is potentially an energy around you that is very aggressive or just maybe not having the best day. Okay, we have Rabbit Spirit for the second one. Now is lucky time. And so, yeah, it's a day where it feels a bit mysterious, a bit informative, and there are certain obstacles to overcome. And maybe even speaking more upon the obstacles in the near future as well, in a larger sense. But you're being reminded that luck is on your side. That now is a lucky time when it comes to results, when it comes to people noticing you, when it comes to the universe providing you exactly what you need when you need it. All right, it feels like it's a day where we now start to see the way in a very secretive sense, in a secretive way, where you're reminded not everybody needs to understand what you're understanding and grasping throughout this day. Okay, there's something to do with luck being on your side with what you want to give birth to or what you're trying to get off the ground. But also, okay, for a lot of you already know this, but with this Rhino Spirit, I'm being drawn back to this, or I just was. It's something about you just being on target or hitting something on the mark. It just feels like a level of accuracy with what you predict, say, or just develop in one way, shape, or form. Very interesting read. We're going to pull one tarot card for each quarter of the day, per usual, from the Mermaid Tarot deck. Do some shuffling. I just heard the mess will clear up. The mess will clear up. It's all good. You don't need to stress. And you might be telling this to somebody or trying to you feeling as if somebody needs to digest that message themselves, or you could just feel that you need to hear that for one reason or another, or the universe feels you need to. Spirit does. For my beautiful collective to continue for Friday. Interesting. We are going to pull the last one. Actually, we're going to keep shuffling. It's always weird when they come out in a different order like this. Naturally, this would be the last one to come out. Not taking it. Yeah, it feels like there's something off in the air following a day where we just did a special vibes reading and things were feeling quite angelic, quite simplistic to an extent. It feels like things aren't as simplistic throughout this day, but there's a lot to be gained and learned. Once again, abundance in the form of knowledge, clarification, facts. Once again, you will learn almost too much to handle at certain points. It feels like maybe one main moment, like towards the end of the day, or even just randomly throughout this Friday. And it's going to be key for your future, for your life purpose, for what you're working towards getting off the ground, or will be soon enough. Not surprised to see the Seven of Swords. As Spirit says, I held it up in a very sloppy manner. Anyways, so I do feel as if, once again, what you learn, what you gain, what you're being gifted from the divine, from the universe, is not meant to be shared. Nobody else knows, and that's purposeful. Feel the vibe of you being a selected, chosen one in that sense. Okay? King of Wands to begin the 4-card spread in the day. As you begin this Friday, you feel bold, you feel wise, you feel passionate. It feels as if the divine spirit is pushing you to guide the way in a certain secretive sense, to guide the way for yourself so that you can enlighten others when the time is right. It feels like part of what you do realize or gifted knowledge-wise in the beginning of the day does need to come out, come to the light, be shouted potentially in one way, shape, or form moving forward, but not throughout this day. If somebody feels the need to try to get into your business, it needs to be stopped because it feels like this is a situation between you and your spirit guides, you and the universe. Okay, it's meant for you and only you at this time. Nobody else needs to know. Once again, this needs to keep coming out for a reason. I'm now being drawn to the sharks in the background. It feels like you could potentially feel as if there's a lot of sneaky, contagious, difficult energy surrounding you, or you're being reminded that you're swimming with a lot of sharks at this time, or you will be soon enough. You could even be getting clarification on your past when you were surrounded by a lot of difficult, unhealthy, I want to say even nasty energies, okay? It feels as if there is the potential that you are realizing why a whole situation needed to be left behind, needed to be moved away from in a lot of ways, okay? It also feels like now I'm being drawn to, very interesting, the tattoos on his body. You're being pushed to realize why something is become your body of work, your life's work, if you will, and how that's going to transform moving forward. Understanding and being reminded that that's going to continue to develop and change. All right. Feeling a little bit defensive as well as you make your way towards the end of this first quarter for a very understandable reason. 3 of Cups. And there's also a vibe throughout this day, and I don't feel like it's just in one quarter, where you're reminded by Spirit that they see more than what meets our eyes, what meets the eye. They experience what happens behind our backs. Do you know what I'm saying? As we do have this individual, male or female, with the back, facing towards us, I feel as if there are certain people around you speaking negatively about you, or maybe did once upon a time, or will moving forward, as you're being reminded to just watch your back, and not in a very sort of paranoid way, but not everybody is going to have your back moving forward, and has, and it just feels like they're reminding you, we see more than you do, we hear more than you do, we have your back. 3 of Cups as I get a little bit shaky. Energies as you transition from the first quarter to the second are going to make it a little hard to breathe or put you on edge, especially if you're empathic. Watch the tension in your body as you push to celebrate a lot, making your way to wrap up the first half of the day. It does feel like there are 3 people in your midst who may become a form of an obstacle. Okay? Whether they're being too noisy, their energy isn't ideal, or they're just making it so that you have to move something towards later on in the day once again, or you just have to kind of work around it in one way, shape, or form. Someone needs to let something go in your midst. Holding a grudge or just keeps overthinking one small moment, one small message or issue, and it's feeling like you, all the meanwhile, are just on target, or you may feel like you are a target in one way, shape, or form. Very interesting. It feels like there's something, a transition you're going through personally, where it's feeling like a very successful transition, going from a very heavy period to a very lighter period, although it is a very intense day. But it just feels like that is leaving you feeling mysterious, coming off mysterious, while other people are giving off those vibes as well, especially throughout this day. And therefore, you need to uh, just kind of take it step by step and understand that this is all happening for a reason. Okay. They just said the number 57, even though we don't have that number out here. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe there's a message for you in that number, angelic wise or spiritually. Anyways, Four of Cups to begin the second half of the day. To begin the second half of the day, you find yourself just not really in the mood, feeling yourself very unattached, very much uh, dissatisfied with a lot of the energies that surround you at this time, with a lot that's even coming in. Some of you getting such clarifications at this point in the day on what took place in the past, on a very difficult situation, or even on somebody that you dated once and no longer will accept as an option or is it in your life anymore. All of which is very disheartening or just very eye opening, or both, and just leaves you very much, ugh, why? What was the purpose of me understanding this, knowing this? There's going to be a push at this point in the day to be a little bit more playful, even though you're not loving the knowledge you're gaining. Um, Especially if somebody's stressing over money or over your future of a business, a project, a job, or your life in general, you need to view it in a playful, enjoyable manner. Otherwise, you're giving off the wrong vibe to the universe, and things aren't going to transpire and manifest in the way they're meant to. There's just a feeling that some of us will realize at this point in the day that somebody did not have our back. Okay, if they did something that nobody knew about, and now you're being informed by spirit in the universe, and it's like, well, damn, well, damn. And you're just maybe wondering, well, why wasn't this informed to me earlier on, or when they were in my life? It wasn't meant to. Okay, there was something to be learned and gained from having to go through that rough period or just blinded period to an extent. I just feel as if you're also discovering somebody that you don't have in your life anymore, maybe ghosted or just uh, disappointed you in one way, shape, or form, is not happy, is quite miserable, to be completely honest. It's coming out for a reason. Moving on to the last and final card, the Ten of Cups. I just heard your future will improve. It feels like somebody has received an update or a prediction of their future and they didn't particularly love that prediction, or all of which. Your future can improve. Nothing is set in stone. Okay, some of which absolutely by spirit in the universe is like this will stay the same moving forward or prediction wise. But it feels like everything can sort of be molded by your intentions, your manifestations, your mindset and approach. Okay, and who and what you accept in your life moving forward. Completion is a must, and you're reminded of that as you finish up the day. The Ten of Cups talking about completion, fulfillment, and swimming towards all that you deserve. Being side by side with now is the lucky time, and it just feels like you are vibing high to finish up the day. It just reminds you why you do what you do, what all of the reasons you have to celebrate at this point, even if you feel like you should have more of this or that, or things could be better, or certain people could just be more like you, or just different in one way, shape, or form, or just asking yourself, well, when is this going to actually take place moving forward? You're getting one key fact at the end of the day, and therefore you will want more. It's like throughout the day, you're getting so much information, and it's like information, knowledge overload, clarification overload on the past, present, and the future. And then you get one more at the end of the day, and now you want more. That's how spirit feels. But it just feels like You're vibing high, and when you're in the right mindset, it's much easier to expect the best naturally, to want more of this knowledge, this clarification. And it just feels like you're reminded all the meanwhile that luck is on your side in so many ways. Things are about to explode in a beautiful way. You're about to see things transpire in the way they're meant to, and reminded why certain people, energies, situations were left behind by you, or even left you in one way, shape, or form. It was a gift from the universe, even if it didn't feel like it, because things will now transpire in a better manner, in a healthier manner, in a more aligned manner for who you're becoming. Everything does happen for a reason, at the end of the day, all right? With the Eight of Cups. Don't stress over what was left behind or who, and moving forward, same message. You got to do what's right for you at the end of the day, allowing yourself to remember, as I oddly split the deck. At times you got to guide the way for yourself, but the wheel's turning, my friend. Things are happening, things are taking place, and just understand that everything, you might want to write down some of the downloads and knowledge you gain throughout this day, but just remember that everything you're gaining throughout this day, nobody needs to know, okay? At least not yet. So I hope this reading was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I hope you have the most amazing Friday, and I'll see you next time. Bye.